there is so much crap going around in this city from kids and schools and sickness. I don't know what it's like in Calgary. I know in Saskatoon there isn't as much going on, but there are so many people sick. I've been sick for 3 days. That's a lot. When do I start using the C word? Is it? When do I? And then this is yesterday I brought this up on the show. For some reason, I was feeling better Monday afternoon, and I had a massage booked. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. And I told her I'm golfing next week. And she's like, well, I'll work on your ribs, so then you're loose. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. For starters, massaging the ribs isn't a good feeling. That sucks. But she does her thing, and now every time I cough, it feels like I'm getting a 2x4 right into my ribs. Dumbest idea ever, letting her do that. Anyway, I'm sick. What is wrong with you?
I'm old. I'm just old. I got a bad back. Wait, I want to go back. What's the C word? Coward? What is it? What are you talking about?
COVID.
Oh, that old thing. I thought you meant coward, like you're not going to be able to drink when we meet up in Vegas next week. I don't want to hear any excuses. I got a bad back. I'm an old man. I feel awful. I've already bowed out of the golf, which is killing me. I got a trip to Ireland in a month, which I'm actually about 2 days away from having to decide whether I have to cancel that because my back, I tore my lat and I can't get better. I don't know. Anyway,
what were you doing? Really heavy stuff at the gym? Lat pull downs?
Maybe I should have done some stuff at the gym over the last 30 years, but I didn't, and now I'm paying for it. Damn it!
So it's a muscle. It's not a disc or a bone or anything. Then.
It's a muscle, and I got the Flames doctor, the Flames team doctor. I went to the top. I said, Doc, I got to make a decision on Ireland. Like, I've already paid my money. Like, am I gonna be able to go? And we're making a final decision tomorrow after some more treatment. But anyway, nobody cares. But the most embarrassing thing is that I tore my muscle golfing. Like, I've never heard of guys like tearing a muscle while golfing. It was a mighty lash, don't get me wrong. But it shouldn't have done this sort of damage.
I'm picturing you showing up to the Saddle Dome in some sort of yoga pants or sweatpants and just walking into the trainer's office or the doctor's office and just sitting down on the bench like you're part of the team and being like, you got to help me here.
Yeah. No, that's not happening. I'm not going into the Flames, the nether regions of the Flames dressing room to go and lie down next to one of them and get massage or therapy or whatever. No, I'm going to a remote location, predetermined, well ahead of time, so I will not run into a flame while I'm there.
And total privacy. By the way, just went by the new barn under construction in Calgary. It's really moving up. It's really, the things are changing quick there, Eric.
It is. It's quite amazing. Like, I think people can see it online anytime they want at Scotia Place. It's coming along. We're 18 months away from being in there full time. So a lot's got to happen still between now and then. They insist that they're on time. And funny, I had a long sit down with Dion Phaneuf last night, and he works for the Kings now. He does sales for them. And he was in town because he thought, it just hit him like, they're tearing that old building down. I spent 6.5 years of my life in Calgary. I want to go say goodbye to the old dome. Like, he just joined the Kings on their trip so that he could come and say goodbye. They just see the dome one more time and take photos. And it was really quite an emotional conversation with him. I'm looking forward to writing the story on it because he also revealed something that he's never talked about publicly before. There's your tease.
Ooh. But I got to go back. Hold on here. He's in sales for the Kings. Like, what is he selling? Like group packages and birthday parties at the games, or what kind of sales is he in?
Well, he does balloon animals, right? It's he does. Everybody's got to do something once they're done, right? And he just found a niche, and he's really crushing it. He can do the poodle, and he can also do a dash, and it's quite amazing. Yeah.
Flames win again last night, and we were talking on the show yesterday, and I'm looking at the standings, and I'm like, you know what? There's teams that are like out, and I'm like, there's the Flames, 10 points out of just trying to win as many games as they can get into that possible mushy middle. And then I'm like, every time I listen to the Fan 960 and your boys on there, and anyone that calls in or they talk to people, it's almost like a foregone conclusion that the Flames are getting Gavin McKenna. And I'm like, hold the phones. Like, there are a lot of things that need to happen for McKenna to be a Flame.
Oh man, that's not what I hear. Like, everyone's just bemoaning the fact that the Flames just are on their longest winning streak of the year at probably the worst possible time. 4 wins in a row. Right. When the games don't mean jack, all it's doing is costing you, lottery balls. And so that's the number one talk in town right now, is just how much damage the Flames are doing to their draft, chances. But the reality is they've got the toughest schedule in the league from now to the end of the year. I promise you they're going to lose more than their fair share of games between now and the end of the year. And, they really can't fall out of that bottom 5 spot. Look, they can't catch Vancouver for the worst team in the league. And then after that, it's just a dogfight for 2nd to 5th. And the spread in terms of draft lottery balls between 2nd worst and 5th worst is only 5%. So, like, if you're the 5th worst team, you have 8.5% of winning the draft lottery. If you finish 2nd last in the league, you have 13.5%. And Vancouver in last, they're guaranteed 25% chance. So, it's all, they call it a lottery because that's what it is. It's a lottery. So, I think it's more important for this team to not worry about obviously, ideally, they'd lose every game. But what's more important is that the culture is still strong here, and these guys don't accept losing, even though they're a terrible hockey team right now. And that, to me, is a sign of strength.
Oh, totally. Hopefully, nothing happens like the Islanders and Schaefer, the way that came about last year. How they got 2% odds they had or something, and they got the first.
Yeah, I mean, that's just it. It literally it's a lottery ball, right? And even Vancouver, I think a lot of people think, oh, they're last, they're going to get McKenna. Well, you have a 25% chance. That's 1 in 4. I don't love them odds.
We're odds next week. We're talking odds. Well,
oh yeah, baby. Yeah. I just went to the bank and pulled out all my greenbacks so I can triple them in the casino.
I don't know where. What's that?
They're handing out money in Vegas. Did you know that? Every casino is handing out money.
Business is down there.
No, don't let. Vegas is going to be okay. They're going to be.
Well, I think it is going to be fine too. But you're right. Like, this room I'm staying at a not to be named hotel,
Casino Royale.
Sure, we'll go with that. It's a nice hotel, like a very well known one, and it's usually I usually pay about $350 a night US. Mm-hmm. Right now, $49 a night. That's how bad Vegas is hurting right now.
That's what happens when Canadians stop going. That's
exactly.
Oh,
I'm proud of what we're doing to them. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Do you have a coffee maker in your room? Make me a coffee in the morning. So I have to go buy one for $25.
Oh, are we having sleepovers? Are you going to come stay at my hotel? No, is that what's going to happen?
I just told you to give me a coffee.
That'd be really cheap. You do a sleepover.
No, I did say I'd stay in your room on that Miami road trip next year, or by the Elbow Room, or wherever you were walking on the beach when you did that. Yeah. I could sleep on the floor for that. That looks cool. Okay, I don't know where. I think it was on the broadcast. You told an interesting story. I want you to tell it about Jon Cooper and about Jon Cooper at his bar or something in Tampa.
Yeah, when I was in Tampa earlier this year, I had the opportunity to go and have a drink with him and a mutual friend of ours after the game, and we went to Coop's bar. He owns the hottest nightclub / bar in town. It's more of a dinner place, but it's by far the coolest place. It's where you want to be seen. And we sat in a little roped off area, and like this guy is a bigger rock star than any player in Tampa Bay. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, this guy gets stopped all night long by, like, everyone. Young gals, old dudes, they all want a photo with Jon Cooper. He's happy to stop, pose with all of them. But what's amazing is that almost all the players were there having dinner there. There isn't a coach that I'm aware of in National Hockey League history whose players would want to be in the same place with him after any game ever. Like, it just speaks to the relationship he has with them. Any other player, like Brent Crown told the story on our broadcast, if he ever walked into a bar and Daryl Sutter was there, or any coach he ever had, that door is a revolving door. You walk right out. Yeah. Check, please. And you don't ever want to be seen near your coach. And but these guys love Coop so much that they'll sit and have dinner. Their table was right next to us, and I'll bet there were 15 of them right there.
And Connor McDavid wishes he was there, apparently, with Coop.
Oh, is that right? Did I miss something today? Did he say he wanted to go play in Tampa?
No, but, when he was, you probably saw 2 days ago when he was complimenting Cooper, and it created quite a controversy in Edmonton, people thinking, does he like his own coach in Edmonton? He tried to downplay it, but he was singing Cooper's praises. Cooper does something right. There's no doubt about it.
Maybe Chris Knobloch needs to buy the tavern in the Imperial Hotel out here in Sasky, in roped off area.
I'll tell you, those guys, if he bought a Subway, it would be a step in the right direction. Like, just do anything to try and endear yourself to the kids. Look, I find it interesting, all these, with the Cooper thing. Jon Cooper's the best coach in hockey. Like, I don't know anyone who would sit here and disagree with me.
Paul Maurice?
Paul Maurice, a hell of a coach too. But who's more decorated? Jon Cooper. Who's the guy who's, Maurice has been around longer, got more wins, don't get me wrong. But Cooper right now, 2 Stanley Cups recently and 4 Nations Cup. And is the guy who's the de facto Team Canada coach from now till he wants to stop. And to me, we could have another debate on another day, or today if you want, on who the coach of the year should be this year. Because there are some great candidates, don't get me wrong, like Rick Bowness, what he's done to turn around Columbus. Some other teams that, shouldn't be in the race that are. But the injuries that the Tampa Bay Lightning have had this year, to me, are so significant. And the fact that they've been one of the best teams in the league all year, it's finally time for Jon Cooper to be named Coach of the Year.
Well, it's interesting because he knows how to balance, because he can be a little bit of a hard ass at times on players, but he knows exactly when and how to do it and end up with their admiration 24/7. It seems like he said when he did an interview a few years ago, you have to be a top psychologist to be a successful hockey coach. But you brought up Rick Bowness. It's interesting, and talking to Sean Campbell earlier, like Dean Evison, obviously the players hated him. They obviously couldn't stand him because of what they're doing now under Rick Bowness. So, you go back to Sutter. You mentioned Sutter. Those coaches are done, it seems like. Generally, the hard-ass coach is done. And you take a look at Treleving in Toronto. He had Sutter. Now he goes to Berube. It's not working. Treleving will probably not have a job in a month. Are those coaches just long gone now, the hard ass?
I like to think so, because I think the world's evolved, and you can't treat human beings the way those coaches used to treat guys. We're a kinder, gentler society. We don't put up with bullying and some of the other tactics that those guys used. And, I remember having a lunch with Ken Hitchcock and talking about, he said over 3 decades of coaching in the National Hockey League, he said it's amazing how it's changed. He said, my first decade, you'd say jump, and they just jump. And the second decade, he said, you'd ask them to jump, and they'd say, why? And they wanted it to be explained to them. Yeah. And then in the third decade, his last in the league, he said jump, and they said, what's in it for me? And that's kind of I thought that was a fascinating way of looking at it. He said, they hold all the control because they're going to be around longer than any coach is ever going to be. They make more money than any coach ever does. And the stars have more power than any of the coaches do. So if you get on the wrong side of a star or too many players, you're gone. It's simple.
I want to get back to this coach of the year thing. Lindy Ruff, is his hat in the ring?
Like, what he's done to transform them has been great, but I don't know. It's the same old Lindy Ruff that's been around forever and been Lindy Ruff. I don't know. Like, I can't disagree that he would be a finalist, and I understand the merits of him being in the conversation for sure, because that team went from being, I remember I think they were in Calgary. Calgary destroyed the Buffalo Sabres like 20 games in, and I remember reaming them out because they had no give a crap meter. None of the players cared at all. I remember my little rant during the intermission went viral, and from that point on, and I'm not trying to take credit at all, but from that point on, they've been the best team in hockey. So he did something to turn them around, but I don't know. I think other coaches have done a little more.
You should take credit on that, though. That'd be funny.
I'm not. I'm not smart enough to ever do something like that.
What about Travis Green in Ottawa?
Well, are they going to make the play? To me, you can't even have a guy in the conversation if they don't make the playoffs. If they do make the playoffs, and it looks like I don't know, you tell me, then I can have the conversation that he would be in there as a top 5 candidate. But they haven't blown anybody's socks off. What's that?
You got to make the playoffs, I guess. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like it's like the Hart Trophy. As good a season as Celebrini's had, the way him and the team has fallen off for the last 5 or 10 games, and they're probably going to miss the playoffs, you can have no discussion under any circumstance that Celebrini's in your Hart Trophy conversation right now. Not with the 3 monsters you got there with Kucherov, McDavid, and McKinnon. Like, if they made the playoffs, I could listen to the argument, but he didn't. They're not going to make the playoffs, so no Celebrini in the Hart discussion yet.
Now, Joel Quenneville has had quite a comeback with the Ducks, hasn't he?
He's been great too. Yeah, he's another guy who's got to be in that conversation too. Look, like I said, there's a handful of guys who have done a bang-up job and deserve a ton of credit. But like it's time for Cooper to be coach of the year. Like, you can't go. He's the longest-serving coach in the National Hockey League. And over that time, he's the winningest coach in the National Hockey League over that time frame. And he's never won Coach of the Year. Like, you don't give a guy an award just because he's due, but the fact that he is due, the fact that he is considered the best in the league, and the fact that he's taken a team that many people didn't think would be this good and elevated him to the top despite all the injuries, he's my guy. And it's not because he picked up the tab. I want that to be known. It's not just because he picked up the tab.
I want to know. I'm really curious about this bar/restaurant/nightclub. Yeah, I'm picturing, like, remember Kelsey's back in the day would turn into like a bit of a discotheque at night after like it was a restaurant, and then did they just pull tables and chairs to the side and then get the tunes spinning?
I think they call it like a resto lounge. It's probably not what you're talking about, but like
fancy.
There wasn't like a clear-cut dance floor. It was just, there was a roped off area where the bar separated from the eating area. Kind of hard to explain. Maybe you need to come down to Florida with me next year and we can explain. And you said you're coming to Florida, but you want to come to Tampa? We'll go see Coop.
Well, yeah, because I had just heard that Tampa's an unreal place to go because the team is just bigger than you would think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The Panthers are, I don't know, when you're on A1A Avenue, I don't think anyone's thinking about the Panthers. They're thinking about Vanilla Ice.
That's right.
Beats right.
Hey, we should be real cheesy and rent a convertible and just cruise up and down the strip next week. Be those guys.
Yeah, or no, you know what? That's a Florida thing to do, the convertible. When you're in Vegas, you got to go get like a Lamborghini or something, you know?
That's true.
Man.
But we got to win on the tables first, and then we're going to start doing some dumb stuff. I can promise you that.
No, we got it. Sportsbook. Just a real weird NHL parlay come out of the gate. A heavy parlay. Somebody.
Okay.
We'll do some research.
Let's do it. But you are a blackjack player, right? Please tell me you are.
I can play. I like doing stupid stuff though at the blackjack. I like splitting tens sometimes and that kind of stuff.
I will punch you in the face. I will knock your teeth out if you split tens. I'm the policeman. I'm the anchor on any table I ever sit on. I will not allow those sort of shenanigans to happen. I don't even care if we're at O'Shea's, even a low level.
O'Shea's.
By the way, O'Shea's is my favorite place to gamble.
That's a good place.
We're going to go down there because I think we're drinking there one night.
Yeah.
Down that district.
Yeah. And they have the frozen Baileys or frozen. Yeah. I play blackjack there for sure. Let's roll.
The thing though, Eric, around the poker table, don't forget you've got a bad back, so be careful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Like I'm not going to swing hard, but I'll give you a warning. You'll get one warning. If you put those tens again, there's going to be a problem, mister.
All right, man. Get healthy, and we'll catch up.
Yeah, you too.
Few days, I know. Cayenne
Me too.
pepper.
I hope we don't have to see. Yeah.
NHL Insider.